A recent Gartner survey of HR leaders revealed that 38% have been exploring or implemented artificial intelligence solutions to improve process efficiency within their organizations. Now, in today's VODChats for FutureCIO, we are joined by Ms. Joey Wu, partner for HR and talent transformation for the ASEAN region with IBM Consulting, to share with us how artificial intelligence is empowering HR talent transformation. Joey, thank you for joining us on VODChats for FutureCIO.
Thank you for the invitation, and I am delighted to be here.
Now, among the many issues that face HR leaders today, what would you say are the critical challenges that HR leaders in the ASEAN region face today?
Well, as my role in IBM as the HR and talent transformation consulting leader, I do speak to many CHRO across the ASEAN region. And in my personal view, I would say the challenges that they are encounter are largely due to the changing business environment that driven by technology disruption and the new business model or operations. Well, if I were to dive down deeply, into the challenges that the HR leaders are facing today, I would summarize them into three big categories. The first category is about driving the workforce capabilities and skill. How can HR support the business to identify the skills gap and to help them to close the skills gap so that the employees will stay relevant and also excel in the evolving business environment? That's number one. Number two, how do you align the HR business services to business need with the adoption of the new technology? Now, it's about how do you ensure and demonstrate the value delivered to the business exceed the HR operation cost. Number three, attracting, recruiting, and retaining the top talents. As in defining a positive and unique culture to attract the talents to join the organization, and further on, how do we retain them and to develop the future leaders for the organizations. So that is the three main challenges I would summarize the HR leaders in ASEAN are facing today.
Let's talk about transformation. A lot of organizations have been going through this transformation, digital transformation to be precise, the last few years. What about in the field of HR? What is for you HR transformation?
Well, HR transformation to me is to transform how HR serve the employees and to create a very delightful employee experience. It is not merely a technology implementation of a chatbot or of a mobile app or a cloud HR system. No doubt, technology is the enabler for HR transformation. There are other components to be considered, to be looked into in part of the transformation, like the HR operating model, like the service delivery model, which comprises of processes, policies, HR competencies, and also HR leaderships. However, I do want to emphasize that organizations don't usually or don't need to tackle all of these components together to define themselves as a HR transformation initiative. What organizations should do, we usually do is to focus on the couple of the components that will have the most impact to their organization when they transform, and focus on those components only.
Now, in your discussions with HR leaders in the ASEAN market, in what ways are they approaching this HR transformation?
Well, in my discussion with the HR leader in ASEAN, most of them or many of them will approach HR transformation using technology as an enabler to drive the changes that they want to see in the HR space. Many of them will start from the implementation of a HR cloud solution or a technology enabled like Gen AI in HR as a catalyst to drive the changes that how they can change the way they serve the employees.
So we've heard a lot about artificial intelligence entering the enterprise. From the HR perspective, what do you see are the potential benefits of introducing AI in organizations' efforts as they try to go through this transformation of HR?
Well, for a start, the HR service hours already extended to 24/7, isn't it? To the employees, you are serving the employees around the clock already. Well, I would say that the benefit will come in 4 dimensions, right? I will summarize them in 4 dimensions. Number one, a more streamlined and standardized processes. Number 2, enhance efficiency. Remember about the 24 times 7. Number 3, objectivities. And number 4, personalizations.
Generative AI. You can't get away without talking about AI, generative AI when you think of the word AI. Now, can you name some interesting Gen AI or generative AI use cases in HR, and how should leaders go about implementing Gen AI in their organization?
Well, deployment of Gen AI in HR can occur across the whole entire talent life cycle, from attract, hire, engage, retain, develop, grow, serve, 7 of them end to end. There are a lot of interesting use cases in each of the talent life cycle developed, and we have actually implemented them in IBM. Well, my personal favorite is actually the career coaching, where the Gen AI can be deployed to interact with employees at a personal basis who are thinking about future. And what Gen AI can do is to suggest, what are the internal job roles, what are the skills that the person need to be upskilled about, to be focused about, and what are the opportunities that are suitable for the employee. Very much personalized based on the employee skills themselves. For applicability of Gen AI, I would suggest the HR leader to evaluate based on their current operation challenge and the volume of the challenges, right? And to identify which is the first Gen AI use case that they should implement so that you will bring a big changes to the organizations.
Let's talk about human and machine collaboration. How do you see the collaboration between humans, employees, and HR itself, as well as AI that will unlock the full potential of HR in today's digital world?
Gen AI is powerful, but not limitless. It is human and people who will build trust and relationship. Hence, it is important for us or for HR when we are designing the Gen AI use case for HR, we need to really distill the end-to-end processes. What and when were the human interactions or interventions would be required, and what are those interactions or intervention that Gen AI could play without taking out the trust component or the relationship components, so that we don't lose the human touch in the whole end-to-end processes.
Very enlightening discussions around how HR transformation is going, and also how AI improves on that one. Joey, thank you for joining us on VODChats for FutureCIO.
Thank you for your invitation as well. Thank you.